Joining us right now is Democratic strategist Richard Goodstein and Boston Herald columnist Adriana Cohen. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us. Richard, your takeaway from last night. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. You know, there is a mirage that people are using the word momentum to describe what's happening on the Democratic side. And it's mirage in this regard. There are some constants, which is to say that Hillary Clinton does very well in primaries where there are Democrats only. Some people think that Democrats should pick the Democratic nominee. And where there's a diverse population. Bernie Sanders does very well, mainly in caucuses and a few primaries, where it's open to anybody, Republicans, independents, whoever, and the voters are largely white. The good news for Hillary is, in the upcoming states, think about it, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, California, Democrats only, diverse. Bernie Sanders, Wyoming is the only state he's got coming up where it looks like it kind of fits his mold. So last night, for all the talk of momentum, Hillary's lead went from 700 to 687. Not exactly what you'd call anything that's kind of real and measurable. And compare that to the mess that's happening on the Republican side. I don't think there's anybody. I mean, people want to sort of analogize the two races, but there's a chasm separating them. You know, it looks like we're heading to a mess at the Republican convention. And if Bernie Sanders is a mensch and he puts his arm around Hillary like she did around Obama, the Democrats are in good shape.
Yeah, but it's not a mirage when you look at the money, Richard, right? I mean, he's raised a lot more money than Hillary Clinton has, and he's won, according to him, he's won 7 out of the last 8 primary and caucus contests.
Because of the fluke of the schedule, what I said about white and open to everybody, right? So that's not momentum. That's just kind of a happenstance of the calendar. So when she starts winning New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, we're going to say that she's got momentum? No, it's those states kind of fit the kind of model that Hillary's appealing to. And again, she's got over 2.5 million more votes
Richard,
than he does.
Steve Moore here. It seems to me you're skirting the major issue, which is that the voters in these states are rejecting Hillary Clinton. She's running against a socialist. She can't even get half the vote. Isn't this telling? Aren't the voters saying we don't want another Clinton, that Hillary is extremely damaged as a candidate?
No, Steve. So in 2008, Hillary Clinton won California, Texas, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Does that mean the voters were rejecting Barack Obama? Hell no. All those states went for him. They were his biggest states. But they went for Hillary Clinton in the primaries.
Well,
so I'm sorry. I understand.
Michigan and Wisconsin
if I was a Republican, I would want to project onto the other party the mess that my party has.
Look,
but that's just not what's going on.
There's no question Republicans have a mess, but Democrats have a big mess on their hand, too, because they've got a product that you're trying to sell that the voters don't seem to want.
Yeah. Adriana, how do you see it? Jump in here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think momentum is on Bernie's side. As you pointed out, Maria, he's won the majority of the past, 7 or 8 contests. He also raised $44 million in March. He out-fundraised Hillary Clinton by $15 million in just 1 month. He also has, 20,000 people at his rallies. I mean, he has enormous momentum. And there's a chance he could win New York, which would be a major blow to Hillary Clinton's campaign.
No.
I mean, but Adriana, for right now, for all intents and purposes, we're still looking at Hillary Clinton leading on the Democratic side. What do you think their view is of the GOP, possibly the odds being raised last night with the Ted Cruz wide margin victory of the GOP heading towards a contested convention?
Look, I think last night the winner was the Democrats, I'll be honest with you, because I think Hillary Clinton could beat Ted Cruz in a general. I know Cruz supporters don't want to hear that, but Donald Trump has proven that he can attract more independent voters and Democrat voters, which would take away from Hillary Clinton in a general. And so I just think Donald Trump has a better chance of beating Hillary Clinton in a general. So last night, you know, if Cruz starts getting momentum and if we're headed towards a brokered convention where Donald Trump loses the nomination, then I think we're going to see a Democrat in the White House. I hate to say it.
You hate to say it. Why? But you don't think Cruz can beat Hillary?
I don't believe that he can. I mean, of course, I could be wrong, but I think Donald Trump appeals more to the mainstream.
Yeah.
He appeals to Democrats. He appeals to independents, a lot of conservatives, of course. He appeals to blue-collar workers. He also appeals to women. Now, last night is an anomaly, I have to say, because Cruz actually came in stronger with women in Wisconsin than Trump. So that's something that Trump is really going to have to work on. As you know, Maria, this past week, he had a bad week, especially with women. He had a couple of missteps, which definitely hurt him in Wisconsin. But my takeaway for Donald Trump is, let Wisconsin serve as a wake-up call. He needs to readjust his campaign immediately. He needs to stop attacking people and start talking about substantive issues, because that's where he's the strongest, when he talks about immigration, when he talks about renegotiating trade pacts and more. Those are his strengths. When he, gets down in the gutter and starts attacking people, it backfires, and I think we saw that yesterday.
Yeah, we certainly are seeing those messages that you mentioned, trade and immigration, resonating with people. That's really where the substance is for him. Thank you very much to both of you. We appreciate it. Richard, Adriana, we'll see you soon.
Great to be here.